Yay. Okay. It always takes like this few seconds to sort of like actually go live. And so in those few seconds, I'm like, please work, please work, please work. Anyway, hi guys, welcome back to Growing Gratitude with me, Becca Lori Hector. This is my Sunday thing where I sort of take a look at my week and try and find the moments of gratitude in it so that I can grow the gratitude in my life, so that I take time at least once a week to kind of sit back and look at what happened during the week and find the gratitude spots in it so that they can keep me kind of motivated for the next week, right? And the hopes is that if I grow the gratitude in my life, you too will begin to grow the gratitude in yours. And then we will have a giant creative vortex of gratitude, which I think would be phenomenal. Anyway, you guys, I am exhausted. I think you can probably hear it in my voice. Excuse me. This seems to be the kind of pattern, right? Because I do all, like, the food truck is so fun and it's exhausting, but I do a lot of talking, right? And also when I do this job, I do a lot of talking. So not surprisingly, I'm losing my voice a little bit towards the end when I get tired, right? Towards the end of the week. And that makes sense. But today is my day of rest. And this is the only talking that I will be doing today. Otherwise, I intend to just really relax and read for fun, which is my new goal, finding time in my life for fun, right? And I'm going to try and read for fun today. So yes, you guys, what can I talk to you about this week? So I was sitting around yesterday and realizing that I didn't have one of those really powerful gratitude moments this week. Hi, Miriam. Hi, Bill. Hi, Joe, Morgan, CV, Nancy. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming, as always. Yes. So I was like, I didn't have one of those gratitude moments this week. I just didn't. And we're not going to have them all the time. We're not going to have them every day. You're not going to have them every week. It just doesn't work that way. But the challenge in this growing gratitude thing is to find the gratitude. So almost like this week is really the first example of what growing gratitude really should be, right? This reality that we don't have giant aha moments every week of gratitude, but that in our gratitude practices, we need to find the gratitude. We need to go looking for it a little bit. And so that's what I had to do this week. I really had to think about it. So I was getting on yesterday, and it was already like Saturday. And I'm like, I don't even have an example for them this week. Certainly not anyone as good as the last few I've had. And then I was just contemplating that. And then we went about our day. We were on the food truck and all that. But this week has been a week of resilience again, right? The entire food truck expedition, you guys, is a lesson in resilience. It really is. It's like every 2 seconds, something is going wrong or something needs to be fixed or we need to address something. We still have yet to run a full day with a generator working, with all of the equipment working at the same time. So we're sort of been struggling. Well, here in Colorado, the weather is a crazy thing, right? And we can go from having 85 degrees to a snowstorm and no problem. So we all are aware that that's how it is here. That's just the weather of Colorado. And so this week we had a cold spell. And when I say cold spell, I mean frigid. I mean, we went, one day it was 60 degrees or so, or 55 maybe. And then the next day it was 32 degrees, like freezing temperatures and a really brisk wind. And we woke up that morning and you guys, the water had frozen in the truck. So the water lines were all stuck. So we didn't have running water. We couldn't keep a heater going at the same time as the equipment, so we were freezing. I mean, we have now mastered the layer dressing. I can't even tell you how many layers we put on and then have to take off throughout the day. It's crazy. But it's what we have to do to stay warm, right? Well, we get down there on this frigid day, and first of all, we had to open late because the roads were so icy, and we have to go down a huge hill to get down to where our spot is. So Antonio said, hey, everyone's going, it's black ice out there. Why don't we open an hour later and just so we don't die, right? Bringing the food truck down there. And I thought, well, that is a fantastic thought. I love that one. And so we did. We opened an hour late and we had to scrape the ice off and it was so cold and we couldn't touch the steering wheel. And it was it was freezing. And then we finally get down there and it pains me to even say it out loud again, even though it's past. The generator wouldn't start. So we have this $2,600 generator that we've just purchased, and now it doesn't want to work, whether it's the cold or the elevation or there's something actually wrong with it. There was no figuring that out when it was freezing cold outside. Okay. And we're arguing because we're both so cold and everything hurts to touch. And it's like really just painful. So when the generator wouldn't start, Antonio just said, babe, we got to go home. Like, let's go home. It's just not happening. So we did. So we went home. We drove in the truck all the way back and we went home for the day, and we got a bonus rest day. But we also did some other things kind of in terms of arranging for the truck and other little errands and things that we had to do, not outside of the house, right? Chores around the house. And then yesterday we woke up and went back, right? And it was beautiful. It was 60 degrees yesterday, 65. I was back in a t-shirt. Okay. So that's the Colorado weather. And we had a gorgeous day yesterday. And today it is snowing. We are having our first winter storm warning today is today through tomorrow morning. And it's snowing right now. So yesterday t-shirt, today I was out in 4 layers. I just came in. This is still like one of my warm layers because I'm an old lady and I do this outside. And so this is one of my warm layers for outside. And I am in like gazillions of layers right now from just coming in from being out with the dogs. So that's kind of what it's like here in Colorado, and that's fine because nothing really sticks around for too long. You can't get miserable in it. But yeah, so that's what the week was like. And I'm like, man, if just the universe is teaching me resilience over and over and over again about this thing. And yet at the same time that it's teaching me resilience, we are seeing so much success. The verbal and written support from our community, from folks that we respect in our community, has been amazing. The community has come out in boatloads really to support us and wanting us to stay, asking about our well-being, all of this other stuff. And that has been magical because that was why I wanted to move here in the first place. I wanted that sense of community, the sense of community that I had hoped I would find in the autism community, which is, as of late, I am struggling to see, I am finding in my own town. And I think that's really important because when I think back on alignment, I think about how this was the original search. The original search was, let's find a place where we can live, where it's not too crowded. People, we're in the middle of nowhere, and I want to find a small town of working people that I can get along with, right? I don't need to be in a fancy schmancy town. That's not what I want. I want to be in a town with people like me, other blue collar people. I don't want to, live somewhere fancy. That's not what I need. And I wanted us to, and we had thought originally it would be my business, the autism business, but we wanted to go into business together and just kind of work for ourselves. We had both spent years working for other people. And so in this moment, right, I'm going, yeah, this is the community I was seeking. And I was hoping I would find it in the autism world. But despite 8 years of trying, I haven't found that much of it. Right. And yet here in my own physical town, I'm seeing tons of it. And what that does is remind me that I got kind of dragged off alignment here a little bit with the autism community. And I really put a lot of time and sense and kind of attention and all of spoons and all that into the autism community, not really to reap the benefits of what I was seeking. And yet here with all of these challenges in front of us, the desire for that sense of community and knowing that it's there helps push me through all these challenges, right? The resilience is that desire for that sense of community and having that here in my own town where I can get up and no offense, because I know this is something to say that only somebody of privilege can say. So I understand this is a statement of privilege, but I really love that we're kind of on this new path where I don't have to think too much about outside of my little town. And that's a break for my brain, and I really am enjoying it. And so there's a lot going on with all of that and a lot of emotions to process through with it. But that's not what today is about. Today is about the gratitude. So where is it back? Tell us where the gratitude is, right? Okay, well, besides having this sense, this bigger sense of gratitude about having picked the right town, the right house, the right neighbors, the universe wanted us here, okay? And so there's gratitude in that. And so that's a bigger, almost an overarching sense of gratitude that I carry with me on a regular basis. But finding a very specific moment of gratitude was a super duper challenge. And I started to get panicked about it. I started to worry, like, what the hell was I going to talk to you guys about today? It was really crazy. And then, when you least expect it, the gratitude arrives. The moment or the opportunity for gratitude arrives. That's really what arrives. So if you're looking for it and you're paying attention and you're thinking about trying to find the gratitude in your life, it will appear, it will show itself, the opportunity will arise, and it is up to you to take that opportunity. And that's what I did. So yesterday we had an amazing day. I mean, we didn't work the day before, and that was really disappointing because we are super in need of the finances right now, because we invested so much, right? And so we're in need of the income very much. And so it was really disappointing. But yesterday, everyone supported us so much that we sold out of products, which is amazing. That was another moment of gratitude. I'm talking about them right now and realizing I had a lot of them that I didn't think that I had, but that was another moment of gratitude. And we got home and we were just both so tired, right? We're exhausted. We did a fantastic day. We pulled it together. We kept our shit together, and we really pulled off an amazing day, right? Like, we've been doing this for a long time. So we were really proud of ourselves. But side note, your life always has other things going on besides that one thing. And so side note of this week was the raccoon is back. So that silly raccoon that is out there, we had one out there torturing our barn cats, eating their food, and using their little cat door. So a couple weeks ago, Antonio caught the little sucker. We rehomed him out into the wild, and that was the experience. And now the cats have been whatever. Well, during the frost, a little raccoon, which if you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, you would have seen his lovely footprints that I captured. So either another one found out, or he told his friend, or that one somehow managed to get back here. Doubtful. So we have another one. And it's just, I don't mind them existing. I just don't want them under my house and bothering my cats and, making our barn cats not feel safe, like that their home isn't safe. So we're going to have to do another trap thing and blah, 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 blah. And, it's been an interesting experience dealing with the raccoon, and Antonio's done amazing, but we were talking about the whole situation in our kitchen, exhausted after this whole day. And we're doing our feed of like the inside animals, right? All our dogs, the cats, the whole deal, cleaning the litter boxes, doing all that stuff. And as we're doing it, I say to Antonio, like, we got to go downstairs and feed the barn cats. And hopefully what we were hoping to do is for the night, close their door so that they were safe for the night. Right. Well, of course we go down there and they're not down there. And I come upstairs and I'm like, I'm sorry, babe, I didn't feed them because, they're not there, and I want them to be there so that I can close the door. Right. So he said, okay, we'll go back later. And, all of a sudden he's finishing up the feed, and he says to me, I'm really worried about those cats, man. I hope they're okay. I hope the raccoon didn't hurt them or anything. And I'm going to go down and check and see if they're down there now, whatever. And, he was just talking about the cats and how his concern for them at the same time that he was making all of our animals food and getting the feed ready for our 6 cats, and our 4 dogs, right? And he's doing all this stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, this is my gratitude moment. Why, you say? Okay. As a crazy, really, truly obsessive animal person, let's be real, who really doesn't have a love for small humans at all. I don't get it. So I had always really struggled to find a partner who got it, right? A partner who felt the same way that I do about animals, that would give them as much attention as I would, and also had a less desirable attachment to smaller humans the way that I do. And in that moment, listening to Antonio talk about his worry for our outside cats while he's taking care of all of our inside animals, I had my moment of gratitude. I thought, man, I am the luckiest human alive right now, because my best friend is my soulmate, is my husband, is my partner, right, in business. And I don't feel like I don't have enough. I feel like I have everything I ever wanted in this one person, and that's enough for me. And in that moment, I was so grateful for, although it was a late arrival, I'm so grateful to have met him and to have him in my life and to have fallen in love and to have experienced this kind of true partnership, right? Because partnership, it's one thing to be in a relationship, a romantic relationship with someone, but choosing to get married and be in a lifelong partnership with someone is a lot to ask of someone, right? It means you have to agree to grow together, agree to make all of these decisions together, right? And for a lot of people, those are times of argument. And I think for us, we had to meet later in life because we both had some growing to do separately that we need to get past before we could see, hear, and love each other. But I was thinking to myself, well, I could have drawn up like a list of the things that I was looking for in a partner. And mind you, I don't think about gender when I think about partnership in that way. I'm bisexual, whatever, and I've never really thought about it. I don't consider it. I don't think about that. I'm usually attracted to the person, right, and what it is. So mind you, those characteristics were all personality traits, right? And to realize that I was standing in the room with my life partner and he matched everything on my list, even in that moment of exhaustion, that was my gratitude moment. I was just so grateful to be not doing that feed by myself, to not have someone, to be in a relationship with someone who didn't love them as much as I do, that they weren't as huge a part of that person's life as mine. That would be, I feel like, a huge cavern to have to cross in a relationship. And so I think I just had this moment of, oh my God, I waited and I was patient and I was particular and I got exactly what I wanted. And more importantly, I got exactly who I needed, right? And yeah, that was my gratitude moment this week. It was this little tiny nugget of throughout this week of challenges and resilience and just trying to have teamwork and working towards this goal, right? And then this little magical moment presented itself where it was just like, I'm so lucky. For all of these challenges, I wouldn't want to go through any of them with anyone else. For all of these wins and successes, I also wouldn't want to be going through this with anybody else. And that is, yes, that is awesome. That is so awesome. And I had that goosebumpy few seconds of gratitude right in there yesterday, right? Because I was open to these opportunities arriving. And so that is my gratitude moment for this week. It's understanding that anything worth getting, anything worth having, worth achieving, worth chasing, right, is going to be challenging, and all of it, right? If it's not challenging, if it comes to you too easily, it's not usually worth it, right? It's those really challenging goals and those really challenging moments when you overcome them or you process them better or you improve the way you respond, whatever it is, that's the win, right? That's the success. That's all of it. And so these challenges, in fact, give you moments to have gratitude, to have a success, to understand what that means, right? That if you can overcome that challenge and not get derailed by it, you can keep chasing that thing. And so Antonio and I are well on a big race mission marathon chasing this food truck dream, which was the original dream. This was originally what we wanted to do. And the whole autism business was a way for us to make money and save money to do this thing in our older times, right? As we got older. And you know, COVID fast forwarded that for us. And I suppose the universe has a plan and I'm not going to question it, right? But it's fraught with challenges. And that just keeps telling me that the thing we're chasing is worth having. Because if it was like a breeze to get there, it wouldn't be worth it. Everyone would have it, right? Everyone would have the things that I want if it was that easy. And the fact that they don't tells me that there have to be challenges attached. So with that in mind, choosing who you meet those challenges with is a really important choice. Right? And when you chase them, but most importantly, who's on your team, right? Who are you going to rally with when those challenges arrive? Because the idea that we can do anything all alone is a lie. So that's my food for thought, I think, is who do we take with us, right? And how do we decide that? Maybe spend some time thinking about that, but also spend some time thinking about the people in your life and the people that you're grateful for. And usually we find this not so much in our family because that wasn't of choice, but in the people we chose to surround ourselves. So out of the people you've chosen to surround yourself with, who are you taking to your challenges? Who's coming with you to meet those challenges, right? Or who's there to catch you when you can't quite meet them, right? Well, that's my thought for today. And that was my gratitude moment. I am reading all of your comments and I thank you all for just getting it. Because I wasn't sure. I was like, I don't know if everybody's going to get it, this whole conversation, but I'm going to sure as shit try. So yeah, I'm reading. You guys are all getting it. Thank you. Thank you for getting it. And yeah, It's been an interesting week, and I'm grateful for that little tiny moment that I so desperately needed this week. I hope you guys will go and grow your gratitude and remember that it's around you everywhere, even when you least expect it. And if you had a challenging week like I did this week, maybe challenge yourself to find your gratitude moment. Apparently, they're all in there, even when you don't recognize them. I mean, you could hear me running into them as I was telling you this story. So grab them, go grab them and share them, because that creates joy. And sharing joy is one of my favorite things for us to do. All right, guys. Have an amazing rest of your Sunday. I'm off to read some garbage books for fun and sit in my pajamas and enjoy the snowstorm. I will see you guys on Tuesday for Being Back Alive. And I'm not 100% sure what we'll talk about yet, but I will see you guys there for our regular support groupie type thing. And then, of course, I'll be back next Sunday with another Growing Gratitude for just us YouTubers. Because, again, I'm loving that we're all here, even though I haven't once shared any of this on social media. I love that it's organic. So enjoy yourselves, you guys. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to spend some moments with me, and enjoy what you've got left. I will see you on Tuesday. Have a good one. Bye.